Andy Karcher here, the musical health coach. I'm a little bit late doing my Facebook Live today. This is my dad's birthday today, and I just wanted to give a little special shout out to him. There's just so many things I could mention. I just want to tell one little story about my dad. First of all, he's 85 today, and I can't believe that, which means that, yikes, I'm at the end of my 50s now. Ooh. Okay, now it really feels like I'm like things are different now that I'm realizing how old I'm going to be. But my parents were high school sweethearts in northern Arizona at Round Valley High School. Anybody who knows northern Arizona, that's the northeastern corner, getting close up to Alpine and beyond there as you get into New Mexico. But Dad was born in Williams, Arizona, and my mom was born in Springerville. And they went to high school in Eager at Round Valley High School. So I definitely have been blessed with great parents. They were definitely disciplinarians, big time. But we always knew they loved us. And I remember just one quick story about my dad, and then I'll share a song that he always played on his guitar for us, because he can't play anymore. But I had just gotten my driver's license a few months before, and I got to take the car and go on a date. And I told him I'd be home at I think it was 11. I said I'd be home at 11, and I was out with a great gal, and I didn't get home until 1:30. And I remember thinking, I'm sure I could talk to my dad about this, and I walked in and he was sitting there. He was waiting for me. And he didn't say a whole lot at the very beginning. He said, where were you? And I had to explain to him, and he didn't get angry. He just told me how concerned he was for me and worried and couldn't sleep. And the biggest thing that I learned was I had given him my word that I would be home at 11. At least we didn't have cell phones, so I couldn't call him. Anyway, that would have been a great excuse to use as well, but I didn't have an excuse. I just wasn't being considerate with and how I promised him I would be home. So I got grounded from the car for several weeks. And of course, when you're 16 and you first got your license and you're all excited and your parents trust you to take out the family boat, who is a Mercury Marquis, Grand Marquis, and it's like, that thing's almost as big as my house. But anyway, I learned a really good lesson that I need to be a person of my word. And I'll always be grateful that my parents had some tough love for us. But my dad always played guitar growing up. He was a rhythm jazz guitarist. He didn't really solo as a player, but he was great with chord changes. And he would sit and play. I'd sit at the piano, and he'd come in and he'd play a certain chord, and then I'd play it back to him what I heard. I didn't know what it was, but he'd play something like this. So I play that same voicing. I play it back to him, and then I say, "So what that?" He goes, "That's a C9 with a plus 11." It's like, where's the 11? So I count the notes and figure it out. And he'd play these other chords for me, and it was really an awesome experience for me to learn from my dad, which became a big part of what I do musically. Doing arrangements and orchestrations. Those kind of chords are really great with orchestras if they're used in a certain way. So anyway, I'll be grateful for my dad and my mom too. But we were a musical family, and there was always music going around. And Dad always played the guitar where he is physically now at 85. He can't play the guitar anymore, which really bums me out. But I remember this one song that he always played, and I'm going to attempt to play the voicings that my dad did. Now, I'm not going to be playing with frets on a piano, so I can't really, slide my fingers on the frets and stuff like that, but I'll do my best to play it. The song is called Just Squeeze Me, and this is for my dad. Here we go. version of it, but I always loved to hear my dad play that. There's something magical about it on a guitar when your dad's kind of playing that and we're all just kind of listening. You don't really think that much about it, but now I do. I long for those days when Dad would pull out his guitar and play, and he'd always sing certain things. And, being the extremely gifted linguistic at Spanish, he would sing a lot of things in Spanish, and those are some of my funnest memories of my dad. So, it just as part of your emotional and spiritual health, and also just part of our everyday being, I think it's important to pay homage to those adults, whether it's our parents or other people that were part of our lives and were really positive influence, to reach out to them and say thank you if they're still alive. If they're not, to do something to remember them and make it a tradition in your family. With my parents, there'll be lots of traditions that will be carried on for years. And I love them so very much, and I have trained myself to not cry today. And I'm doing pretty good so far. So anyway, this is Randy Karcher, the musical health coach. Reach out to somebody that you love very much and tell them how much you appreciate them today. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And as we get into June here, make it be the best month ever. Okay, Randy Karcher, peace out.